Elements of Premiere Pro CS4 Source Panel. In this lesson, we are going to discuss another frequently used panel, its Source Panel. Source Panel is next to Project Panel. Right now, there's nothing inside Source Panel, so let's keep some files inside it. For this, let's grab the movie only file and place it over the Source Panel. It's so easy, isn't it? As you can see here, we have lots of different buttons and controls. Let's see all one by one. The very first important thing here is this little blue triangle. It's present in Timeline and Program Panel too. If you hold it and drag it front and back, it indicates the current position on our file and the preview will be shown related to it. As you move it, not only will the preview, but this current time in yellow will also change for the particular file. You can click over it, type the exact time if you have it, and the playhead will jump over right there. However, this time here in white is the total duration of the selected clip. This drop-down list here is the zoom levels. By default, it will be fit, but you can select other percentages too, say 100%. The clip dimension will be increased according to the selected zoom percentage value. But since our screen area is small, we have these scroll bars here. Let's select Fit again. Remember, we discussed about maximizing the panel. Yes, the tilted key. Let's maximize this panel too. Hit Tilted key. Now if you select 100%, the clip will occupy the best size. Let's go back by hitting the tilted key and again go back to Fit. As you can see, a whole bunch of buttons are here. This whole center area is called the Play area. This is the Play button to play the video and the toggles to Stop button. This button is Step Backward button for going back one frame, and this is Step Forward button for going one frame forward. You can see the difference in the timecode when we go back on the front one frame. This will help in precise in and out point. In and out point helps us to fix the portions of the video to place in Timeline or for editing. Let's see the in and out point. This is the Set in Point button, and this is Set Out Point button. Let's keep the current time indicator, CTI, here, and click the Set in Point button, or hit the letter I as a shortcut on the keyboard. As you click it, the timeline after that point turns into a light blue color, which means that everything beyond this point is going to be placed in the timeline. Let's suppose we don't want to put all of this portion here. So let's drag the current time indicator, CTI, here and click the Set Out Point, or hit the letter O on the keyboard as a shortcut. Now you can see a nice little blue selection. This is the Play In to Out button, which when clicked will play the video between in and out points only. These are two easy buttons to navigate between in and out points. This allows us to jump to the point in and also to the point out. If at any time you want to clear the in and out point, you can do it by hitting the letter G. This will clear the in and out points. And here is the in and out point. As you bring the cursor near the in or out point, the cursor will change to this icon. If you click and drag, you can change the in and out point easily. This is the slider button known as Shuttle. When you click and drag it to the left, it will rewind the video slowly. But as you move more towards the left side, the video will be rewound faster. Similarly to the right side too. This is the wheel button known as Jog. The jog wheel will move the movie back and front frame by frame, which will relate to the current time indicator, CTI, the actual time. Finally, we have another option right here. This is the loop option, which will play the clip over and over again. By default, it will not be on, but you can select it whenever you need it. Near to it is the Safe Margin button, which helps in correcting the placement of the clip within these two rectangles, so that the video will not cut off on other television screens. Let's deselect it. Next is the Output button. Once you click on it, you will get a whole long list of different options. Right now, Composite Video is selected. These are actually graphs which represent the variety of data that is in the clip. For example, if we click on this, we get a really crazy thing. This looks like some extraterrestrial language, which is difficult at this point of time to understand. The only thing is, they are all different graphs to see all different variety of data from your clip. This is mainly used for color correction, which is more like an advanced technique. So we are not going to touch this in this point of time. So again, select the Composite Video as output. Let's bring some other files in the Source Panel. Well, you can do this in two ways. Grab the file and leave on the Source Panel, or just double click on it. We have selected the Audio Only file. These two small little controls here are the zoom in and out handles. You can drag it left or right, and see we are zooming in or out the file. On the top of the Source Panel, we have a drop-down list. Once you click it, you will get a drop-down list. Premiere Pro CS4 remembers all the files which have been opened in Source Panel. If you want to close the current selected file, click Close, or if you want to close all files, click Close All. The last two buttons here are Insert and Overlay. These two buttons actually put your clip to the timeline. We will discuss these two buttons very soon in the next lesson. Source Monitor and Program Monitor. There are two important monitors present in Premiere Pro CS4, the Source Monitor and Program Monitor. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about Source Monitor and Program Monitor. So let's start with Source Monitor first. The Source Monitor plays back individual clips. In the Source Monitor, you prepare clips that you want to add to a sequence by specifying in and out points and the clip's source tracks, audio or video. You can also insert clip markers and add clips to a sequence in a timeline panel. Whereas the Program Monitor plays back the sequence of clips that you are assembling. It's your view of the active sequence in a timeline panel. You can set sequence markers and specify a sequence's in and out points, which define where frames are to be added or removed from the sequence. Each monitor contains both a time ruler and controls to play back and cue the current frame of a source clip or sequence. You can reduce the resolution of the Source Monitor and Program Monitor to decrease the processing demands on your computer. Reducing the quality setting of the Program Monitor may allow your system to create real-time previews of parts of the sequence that would otherwise require rendering. To reduce the resolution in the Source Monitor or Program Monitor panel menu, choose a quality setting as Highest Quality, which will display videos in the monitor at full resolution. Draft Quality displays videos in the monitor at 1/2 standard definition resolution or 1/4 resolution for drafts of HD clips. Automatic Quality measures playback performance and dynamically adjusts quality. Source Monitor and Program Monitor both scales video to fit into the available area. You can change the magnification setting for each view to see the video in more detail, or to decrease the size of the pasteboard area around the image. Let's see how. To change the magnification, choose a magnification setting from the View Zoom Level menu in the Source Monitor or Program Monitor. Note: in the Source Monitor, percentage values refer to the size of the source media. In the Program Monitor, percentage values refer to the image size specified by the sequence settings. Fit scales the video to fit in the monitor's available viewing area. The Source Monitor has several controls for moving through time or frames in a clip. The Program Monitor contains similar controls for moving through a sequence. Let's see all the controls one by one. Let's start. This is Time Rulers, which displays the duration of a clip in the Source Monitor and sequence in the Program Monitor. Tick marks measure time using the video display format specified in the Project Settings dialog box. You can adjust the current time, markers, and the in and out points by dragging their icons in a time ruler. This is Current Time Indicator, CTI, which shows the location of the current frame in each monitor's time ruler. The CTI is the light blue triangle in the ruler. This is Current Time Displays, which shows the time code for the current frame. The current time displays are located at the bottom left of Source and Program Monitor's video. The Source Monitor shows the current time for the open clip. The Program Monitor shows the sequence's current time. To move to a different time, click in the display and enter a new time, or place the pointer over the time display and drag left or right. You can change the display between full time code and a frame count by holding the Control key and clicking the current time in either monitor or a timeline panel. This is Duration Display, which shows the duration of the open clip or sequence. Each monitor's duration indicator is located next to the duration icon below the video display. The duration is the time difference between the in point and the out point for the clip or sequence. This is Viewing Area Bars, which correspond with the visible area of the time ruler in each monitor. They are the thin bars with curved handles above each time ruler. You can drag the handles to change the width of the bar and thereby change the scale of the time ruler below. Expanding the bar to its maximum width reveals the entire duration of the time ruler, and contracting the bar zooms in for a more detailed view of the ruler. By dragging the center of the bar, you can scroll the visible part of a time ruler without changing its scale. Program and Timeline Panel. In this lesson we'll discuss about Program Panel and Timeline Panel and how they are related. Let's start by bringing this file on Timeline. Well, you can do this in three ways. You can bring both video and audio, or you can bring video and audio separately by using these two buttons, one for video and one for audio. You can grab and drag video and place it on the timeline. Or similarly, you can grab and drag the audio also. You may be wondering why you didn't see the audio representation when we dragged it towards the timeline. We will see this in a second. So once you have decided what you want to drag onto timeline, whether it be audio or video or both, all you have to do is to use either insert or overlay. As we saw in previous lessons, when you use insert, the audio and video components of the clip will be inserted into the tracks selected at the current time indicator. Using overlay, the audio and video components of the clip will be overlaid onto the track selected at the current time indicator. Again, double-click on the media clip to put it in Source Panel. Now, click the Overlay button, which will place the clip in Timeline. As we drag the current time indicator, CTI, in Timeline, the Program panel will get activated. The Program panel and Timeline panel are related. The Program panel will represent the timeline. So, where the current time indicator, CTI, is located in the timeline, it's also located in the Program panel. Hence, the timecode in Timeline is the same as Program panel. If we click on the timecode and scrub to the left or right, the changes related to it can be seen in Timeline and Program panel both together. Let's see what other options there are in the Timeline panel. Just hit the tilted key to maximize it. As you can see here, we don't have any audio attached with the movie video file. Why is that? Well, as you can see in this timeline, we have got 3 different tracks for videos and audios and 1 master track. The 3 audio tracks are stereo. We can tell this by seeing the 2 speakers icons indicated at the top right-hand corner of the track next to the name. Since these are the stereo audio tracks, other audio types are not allowed to come down over there. Let's come back to the normal size and let's maximize the project panel. As you can see here, the audio for this movie clip is mono. So therefore, they are not going to go to the stereo tracks. Come back to the normal size. Click and select the clip and hit delete or backspace to remove it from Timeline. Now, just click and drag the clip once again to the timeline. Oh, but where is the audio? Well, just hit the tilted key and see here is the mono audio track. You can notice by seeing this single speaker icon, which tells us that the audio is not stereo, but it's mono. What if you want to add or delete the tracks? Well, just right-click on any of the tracks and from the pop-up menu select Add Tracks or Delete Tracks. You can rename the track too. Let's delete these empty audio and video tracks. So, click Delete Tracks. As you click it, Delete Tracks window will appear. Right now, let's delete all empty video tracks and all empty audio tracks. You will also choose the specific track for both audio and video too. Go ahead and click OK. As you can see, Premiere Pro CS4 condenses the tracks for us. Now let's try adding a new track inside the timeline. As we saw before, just right-click on any of the tracks and select Add Tracks. As you click it, you can see another window, Add Tracks. You can add and scrub over this add number of tracks to add the video tracks. Once you go over the number, the cursor will actually change to a double-headed arrow. Just click and drag the mouse either left or right. You can add 100 tracks, but right now we don't want video tracks, so change it to 0. Now, we only need 1 more audio track, and we want to place it after track 1. You can choose the audio type and mono, stereo or 5.1 surround sound. Let's select the stereo option and finally click OK. As you can see, one stereo track has been added to the timeline. Hit the tilted key to come out of this view. Now, let's bring an audio track into Source Panel. Keep the current time indicator somewhere in the middle, and now click the Overlay button. But what's happened? The video has been chopped off. And where is the audio? Well, this happened because the video track was selected and Premiere Pro overlaid the audio there. But since it is an audio file, it can't be placed in the video track, which is why it's not visible. Hit Ctrl+Z to undo and click on the video track to deselect the video track, and click Audio Track to select it. Now, as you click Overlay button, the audio will be placed in the stereo audio track without any change in the video track. Since the current time indicator was here, the audio has been overlaid to the right side of it. In order to place it to the beginning of the timeline, just click and drag it to the beginning of timeline. So, before finishing this lesson, once again, always fix the current time indicator, CTI, to the correct position before clicking Overlay.